stay, please, my son.
I don't want to read.
All right, don't read. Did you see the video about the girl, the restaurant right now?
Yes.
All right, so she was a taekwondo girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she defeated 3 men with kicks, mostly. All right. That's the reason to learn self-defense. There's another one that I have not mastered, right?
What?
It's called The Art of Walking Away. She could have just ordered all the other employees. I think since she had a jacket on and the rest were servers, I think she was a boss lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. But even if she was an employee, she could have just said to all the other employees, let's just leave, right?
No, it's their restaurant.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
a
gonna
restaurant,
let the other guys take over of the restaurant.
right? But in today's society, we have police officers. And if you're going to live where there are police officers, then what should happen?
What?
Avoid trouble at all. Now if she was in the United States, she's got to go to court. Now the video will probably help her.
I've read this book before.
Yeah, this book is called Mr. Sugar Came to Town.
It's about 2 boys who get fat.
Did you hear about Don Victor, what he said last night when he came to visit?
Mm-mm.
I offered him water, milk, and un jarrito.
What's on that?
Jarrito is the one that you open with the special
Oh, yeah.
things, right? Now, normally I wouldn't even buy jarritos. And he said, yes, right?
Jarrito?
Then when I offered him more, he said no because it has too much sugar. He can only take 1 glass.
Wait, what's Jarrito? What's
Jarrito is the brand, like Coca-Cola.
I know, but what's it in English?
It isn't.
Oh.
It's from Mexico, I think. So, he knows about sugar, but he's 80 years old. Remember the other night at Mr. Martinez, what happened to you?
Yes.
You drank aspartame. And what happened? The Chex soda caused you to run around in circles in the garage, right?
Not in the garage, outside too.
Outside and so on. This is called hyper. But what happens is, I gotta teach you things that I'm amazed nobody else is teaching them. All the things you see in the supermarket are not good for you to eat. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Aspartame is an ingredient in many drinks or things that have sugar. And it says, oh, aspartame doesn't have any calories. No, it does. But it has 200 times the power of sugar. It's 200 times sweeter. What did you learn from this book about sugar?
I forgot it.
All right, so let's just go over it real quick.
English version, not the
English
bottom,
version, okay.
not the left side. Or
For the
right side.
farm workers and their families, all right, farm workers. These are usually immigrants, people that they bring from Mexico usually to grow our food. Grandma Lupe made the best tamales in the neighborhood. They were delicious. Everyone loved them, especially the children. One warm spring evening, just as Grandma Lupe was serving her delicious tamales, the children heard an unusual sound. It was a magical tinkling sound. What's that? Let's go see. They jumped up and ran to the door before Grandma Lupe could stop them. The strangest truck they had ever seen was parked in front of their house. It looked like a candy store, a bakery, a soda fountain, and donut factory. Hello, my little sweetie, said Mr. Sugar. He was the driver of the truck. Would you like to try a tasty goodie? The children stared with big eyes. You mean we can have anything we want? Now,
I remember that I think he wanted to eat them. He wanted to fatten them up so that he can eat them.
all right.
That's what it was about.
Certainly, my little sugar pie, said Mr. Sugar, but everything looks so good we don't know what to try first. Mr. Sugar smiled. He had beautiful white teeth. How about a double chocolate sundae and a raspberry cream pie and a giant mocha fola? And let's not forget 7 fudge bars for dessert. You see all that sugar? The children stuffed themselves. They felt a little sick afterwards, but they could hardly wait for Mr. Sugar to come again. The next morning, at the sound of the tinkling bell, Alicia and Alfredo were first in line at Mr. Sugar's truck. They were first in line in the afternoon, too. From that day on, they were always first in line at the Magical Sugar truck. Now, of course, they don't talk about money, right? The guy is giving them the sugar for free. The children stopped eating their meals. They said they weren't hungry. They even fed their delicious tamales to the dog when Grandma Lupe wasn't looking. Soon, strange things began to happen to them. First, they got so fat they couldn't see their feet. Then they found black holes in their teeth, but that wasn't all. In the mornings after they ate at Mr. Sugar's truck, they had so much energy they ran backwards to school, climbed up on the roof, and pretended they were helicopters.
I knew it.
They got into trouble.
I imagined something about climbing the roof.
Great. A little while later, all their energy was gone. They fell asleep at their desks. They got into trouble again for sleeping. Foolish children, scolded Grandma Lupe. Now, here, Grandma knows, but she shouldn't allow them to eat the sugar. All that sugar is bad for you, she said. But Grandma, they cried, we love Mr. Sugar. Grandma Lupe frowned. That may be true, children, she said, but Mr. Sugar doesn't love you. What do you mean, Grandma? You will see, my foolish little children. You will see. Now,
He's
see?
gonna turn ugly. He's gonna
Yes.
have bad teeth, and he's gonna look wrinkly and everything.
That afternoon, when the magical sugar bell rang, Grandma Lupe marched out to the truck. The children moved out of her way. They wondered what was going to happen. Welcome, Grandma Lupe, said Mr. Sugar. I knew you couldn't resist my tasty goodies. Good afternoon, Mr. Sugar. I'm here for a closer look, said Grandma Lupe. Certainly, sweet Granny. Step right up. Here, I've been saving this heavenly cream puff just for you. Grandma Lupe took a step forward. She looked at Mr. Sugar in the eye. Then she grabbed his nose and started pulling. Isn't that an attack?
Kind of.
That she could get arrested for that.
Okay, keep it.
Don't do that, he cried. But Grandma Lupe kept on pulling with all her strength. At last, Mr. Sugar's face came off in her hands. It was only a mask.
Told you. He goes ugly.
Yep. The children gasped. The real Mr. Sugar was ugly. His friendly smile was gone. He had no teeth at all. They looked at the food on his truck. It was as ugly as Mr. Sugar. Look what you've done, Grandma Lupe, cried Mr. Sugar. You spoiled my plan. He jumped in his truck and drove away in a cloud of sugar smoke. Mr. Sugar disappeared and everyone was happy. That night the family celebrated with a great feast. They ate rice and beans, chiles and meat, fruits and vegetables from the garden. Best of all, they ate Grandma Lupe's delicious tamales. See how she has a garden? We need a garden.
You do.
What do I care if those kids don't want me? Lots of people still love my sugar. You know what? Maybe I'll come to your town. Alright, so about the story. Puppet shows have often been used to entertain and to communicate important information. Mr. Sugar Came to Town is adapted from a puppet show produced by the Food and Nutrition Program of Watsonville, California Rural Health Clinic as part of its outreach program to farm workers and their families. The puppet show was performed in the migrant labor camps of Watsonville, California. I was in Panama when a boy was sick. I went to the hospital and the boy was so fat. Now this was a stranger's kid, right? The mom, she was barely maybe 18 years old, 15 maybe. And she said, yo le daba azúcar con agua al bebé y por eso se hizo tan gordo que ahora me han dicho que no le dé más azúcar con agua. What was she doing?
Giving him water, sugar water.
Instead of giving him breast milk. You see how young people sometimes don't have any intelligence or at least no wisdom. You see?
Yeah.
So that's why when I tell you something, it's because I think it's best for you to let go of the drugs, let go of the video games. Did you hear about the dads that ran over the Xbox with a tractor or lawnmower?
No. They didn't do that.
On videos they do.
No. They smashed it with a sledgehammer.
Or
and then
smashed it with a
chainsaw.
sledgehammer. Yeah, a chainsaw. I didn't look at the videos because I don't need to see it, but I understand these dads. Now, if I do it, I could probably get Baker acted and thrown in jail again. These dads, maybe the children live with the dad only. Or they have...
he lived with one guy that way.
If the woman lives there, then she supports the dad. Because if she says, oh, he's terrorizing the children, then he could be put in jail.
She said, don't do it, don't do it. Like,
So spend your time doing something for God. All right?
Right.
Now, novelas and a bunch of movies, it's a waste of time. Learn something. Give me a report. Let's do another video. Give me a report on the movie you just saw.